Investors were rocked by the near collapse of a huge financial operation run by Wall Street's version of a dream team.
Long-term capital management was a large hedge fund run by some very smart people, but they guessed wrong. And they were in deep trouble, and it turned out that they had borrowed a lot from major financial institutions in New York, and if they went bankrupt, might bring the system down.
The U.S. Federal Reserve arranged for a $3.5 billion bailout by long-term creditors. Without that help, the company might have...
In what was to become an all-too-familiar pattern, an institution considered too big to fail had been protected from the market.
That was the dress rehearsal for this current collapse. You had a lot of leverage, theories that have proven to be false, hard to value derivatives, and a tremendous wasted opportunity to impose some lessons, some discipline on those banks.
The bailout also saved Wall Street firm Lehman Brothers, which was at risk of bankruptcy after firing the one man who saw the crisis coming.
I ran derivatives at Lehman Brothers, and I was actually fired because I did not want to do these trades with long-term capital management. The comment I got fired for was, I'm an expert on derivatives, but my bosses don't really understand the risk that I'm taking.
Lehman's CEO never did learn about risk. By 2008, he borrowed $600 billion to become the biggest mortgage player on Wall Street and the biggest bankruptcy in history. Confident to the end, the Fed would never let a firm 4 times larger than LTCM go bust.
So this alleged libertarian was presiding over the socialization of risk in our economy. It's perfect.
So we're not a free market then? There is an invisible, there's a benevolent hand.
No, that's the way it comes out, but that's not the way they think about it.
6 days after rescuing long-term capital, in the middle of the largest stock bubble in U.S. history, the Fed backed the bailout with an interest rate cut. It would cut rates twice more in weeks to come.
And cutting interest rates exacerbated the boom in retrospect.
Greenspan was acting in ways his predecessors never had, so much so that Wall Street gave it a name, the Greenspan Put.
So the Greenspan Put is the idea you can take any risk and you can, in effect, put it to the Fed.
Look, if the market gets too far out of hand, I'll rescue you. That's essentially how traders interpret it.
In other words, it's a backstop. It's something under you that supports you in adverse times.
And it encouraged a whole lot of excess trading and more leverage, and that's what moral hazard is. When you rescue people from their own behavior, well, then they're more likely to engage in riskier and riskier behavior.
The Fed thought it could protect the market with easy money. But its promise of a safety net unleashed a surge of borrowing, debt, and risk. It would not just transform the economy, but distort it. During Greenspan's reign, the financial sector would double its share of the economy. Companies that once sold products would now sell loans.
General Electric essentially was a hedge fund. General Motors, et cetera, car companies, they didn't make money selling cars, they made money financing cars.
And firms that had once worked in service to their clients would now make enormous profits trading for themselves, engineering ever more exotic financial products like derivatives, which, unlike traditional assets, were bought and sold in secret and left completely unregulated.